Yo, welcome to the Psych Expansion Podcast. I am your host, Gabriel Elijah. How y'all doing today? Yes, sir. Give it up for me. Give it up for me. You know what I'm saying? What's up with y'all, man? How y'all day been? How y'all week been? Look, yo, I've been pretty consistent on this, getting a podcast out every day type shit. You feel me? I'm on to something, yo. I'm on to something. I think I am anyways. When I looked at the analytics, the numbers was going up. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for that. You know, what else? Oh, even the numbers on YouTube going up. So give it up for y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I told y'all I was going to a wedding yesterday, so I was kind of like pressed for time. I didn't plan ahead to do the podcast, which I should have. I know. But I didn't. So that is what it is. I went to the wedding. It was cool, man. Like, I think my main thing that I took away from that yesterday was I used to see weddings as more of a like kind of like honestly to be like real, like a business agreement, like, you know, why we get married for. It's just like this it seems like it's only tying our money together, right? But I got a different vibe when I was at the wedding yesterday. I was like, this is more like really like I don't know how to explain, like a partnership. Like, we're tying our lives together, like not just financially, family, like you know, we are about to build a world together type shit. I don't know. It was just a feeling I had. I don't know if I can really articulate it right now because I ain't really like thought about it too much. But in that moment, I know I was like, okay, this is something bigger than what I was thinking. So I'm glad I got to see it from that perspective. It was amazing. It was cool. I was there with my girl. We had a good time. The food was good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, one thing. Listen, yo. You ever like felt out of place? I didn't feel out of place at the wedding. It was just like the table we were sitting at, we thought it was reserved for people the whole time. And so we sitting here discussing like, yo, what should we do? Should we get up and move? Da 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 da. But then, you know, we finally seen that, you know, the table was good. Like, we could sit where we were at. Is there such thing as wedding etiquette? Like, I don't know, yo. That's probably like my second or third wedding I've been to. No, third wedding I've been to. And I never really thought about that. Yeah, but anyways, I was sitting across from some guy. When I got my food, I was sitting across from some guy, and he was eating his food all proper and shit, yo. It made me like, damn, I can't even eat my food how I want to. Like, I want to use my hands and turn that chicken and shit like that. This nigga over there with plastic utensils and a plastic fork, plastic knife over there cutting this chicken and shit. And I'm like, damn, I'm gonna look like a real nigga if I just goddamn pick this chicken up and bite it. But I was tempted. I ain't gonna hold you. So like after a while, I just like fuck it, I ain't even hungry no more. I'll eat afterwards if I'm hungry. And nigga had me over there cutting the macaroni and cheese. Like, you know how like after a while, like the cheese will sit on top of the macaroni and cheese if it's baked or whatever. I'm over there cutting it. Man, listen, bro. Yeah, the weather was cool though. It was fun. I fuck with it. What do I got for y'all first today? What we talking about first? I got like 6 pages of shit to talk about. I think first thing I'm gonna start with is so there's this narrative being pushed out right on social media that states, or well, they didn't even say states. Let me not say that. They're saying that right now, landlords, or as of July 1st, landlords won't be able to charge you 3 times the rent to like qualify to get into the home. You know what I'm saying? You know how they be like, you know, we need a background check. We need, you know, first month's rent. If you got to put in a deposit, and you have to make 3 times the rent. 3 times the rent. I remember when I first moved to Raleigh and that shit happened. Listen, I can't even say too much, but like, I when I moved up there, I was not making 3 times the rent. Like, I was close. but I wasn't making exactly that. I was probably a couple $100 off, maybe like $300 off of making 3 times rent. So I was chatting with a good friend of mine, you know, and he was like, bruh, I'm good with the Photoshop. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna just show you what I'm making. And you know, he sent me back a document. You know, and I turned it in, and I got in though. But nah, they saying that like you can't, landlords can't charge you the 3 times, or not charge you, but they can't use that as a requirement for you to qualify to get into a place. But the thing that I found out that is oh, before I even say that, the shit don't even make sense for them to do that in the first place, right? Because first of all, why I gotta make 3 times the rent? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I just make the rent and then, you know, live my low budget lifestyle however I want to live? Like, why I gotta make 3 times the rent to stay here? I understand maybe like 2 or something. I don't know. You shouldn't have to make 3 times the rent, right? Especially if you got a partner too. Like, y'all both, like, I guess like it. I don't know. Do they count it if both y'all names is on the lease? Would that be considered, or do each one of y'all have to make 3 times the rent? I need to check into that. But anyways, let's just say that it's just you, right? You moving into a place, you gotta make 3 times the rent. Shit don't make sense, because the average rent in the US is, the average, right, is $1,700, right? I did the math on this because I had to like figure this shit out. So $1,700, that means you have to make at least $5,100 every month, at least, minimum. And this is on average. So that means you would have to bring home a year $61,000 to semi-qualify, right? We ain't even got to y'all fucked up background checks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? $61,000 is what you gotta bring in. The average salary in the US is $51,000. So the shit don't even match up, yo. Like, everybody need to do like California and not try to, you know, penalize us for not making 3 times the rent, my nigga. Or lower your fucking prices so we can qualify. You know what I'm saying? Damn, y'all need us just like we need y'all. The fuck. But anyways, I just said it. It's only California doing it. You know, California is the only state doing it right now. Or not today, because today is the 30th of June. So starting tomorrow, landlords won't be able to, you know, use that as a prerequisite to get into a place, which I think that's pretty cool though. Not gonna lie. Hold on, I had a short. Let me see if I can bring it up for you. A short video, just explaining a little bit of it. I need to put this over here. But yeah, man. Fuck, I look like. Yo, how come every time I open my computer, or not open my computer, but open my Chrome browser, ChatGPT opens up by itself? Like, I don't click anything. As soon as I open my browser, ChatGPT opens up. But here's the video. If it'll play, come on. Let me see. See, you know, when shit like this happen, you know, anytime something bad happen or like shit don't go your way, people be like, it's the devil. It's the devil. That's the reason shit won't play. All right, whatever, man. I guess we don't need to watch it. Fuck that. Nah, I'm having my way. At least I think so. I hope so. Wait, what the hell is this? Oh, no, this is the video. All right, bet.
Hi, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rod.
Wait. No, it's not. No wonder it wouldn't play. I have no clue what that video is. Anyways, we off of that. Y'all get it. I told you. It's only in California. Hopefully, other states start to realize that's something they need to take up to. What else do we got? We're gonna name this segment right here, right? And this is probably gonna be I ain't gonna say my last time, but I've done it consecutively. Probably like the last 2 times. Wait, what the hell? Probably like the last 2 times that I've did a podcast. And I don't want to feel like, I don't want to feel like other people feel like I'm targeting them or whatever. But so Twitch streamer Nick Mercs, really well known in the gaming community. He just got banned on Twitch for saying the word tranny. And I don't know. Is that a derogative word, like tranny? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't say tranny no more? Anyways, he got banned, and I'm not sure for how long, but I think it was like maybe like a 2-week ban or something like that, which is kind of crazy, right? For the shit they be banning people for, but they don't have a list of the words that you can't say. So it's like if you just saying something that you don't know is offensive to someone else, you can be banned for it, but they don't have a list of those things. Whatever. There's a girl who was actually on there, and she was having sex, and she only got a 7-day ban. But you ban somebody for the word tranny for longer than that? Like, it's wild. That's crazy to me. To add on to that, not dealing with gaming though, there was a hospital in Texas that was doing body manipulation surgery to kids illegally. Apparently they have a whistleblower named his name is Ethan Ham. Let me see. I gotta make this text bigger, this font bigger. Yeah, his name is Ethan Ham. He's a trauma surgeon. He says that the hospital is doing illegal surgeries to kids, and I think like the proper name or the, I don't know, the proper name to call it is gender affirming care. That's what they call it, gender affirming care. I don't know. They doing surgeries, they cutting off, little boys' junk, and, doing all this stuff to the kids, bro. Like, these kids like 11 and 13 years old, like, just confused about life, and you just, changing their life forever. And one thing that I learned, that they talk about these things behind the parents' back. Like, that's when you know you're doing some wrong shit for real, yo. Like, you can't even say it in front of the parents. And I understand their thought process on that, because it's like, if the kid is thinking something, they may not say it in front of their parents. But at the same time, though, the parents should be made aware you're their physician or whatever. Like, you shouldn't be able to make these decisions or encourage them to make these decisions without the parents knowing, right? But yeah, his name is Ethan Ham, whistleblower for this. It says it's the biggest hospital in Texas. And that's another thing that got me. It's in Texas. Like, ain't Texas supposed to be all like America? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's supposed to be the what is it? Not idle grounds or whatever, but I don't know. You just think of Texas as being very American. The hospital said that they was going to shut it down, but the whistleblower came out and said that, he was talking to his colleagues or whatever and his coworkers, and they were saying that they were still doing it. Like, nigga, I don't know what you heard, but I know what's going on in these rooms. He was on, what is it? Dr. Peterson? See, every time I have a link to show y'all, this should be like tripping, cause I had it pulled up where he could talk, where he was explaining the shit. Let me see if I can find it. It won't take long. Where's my phone at? But yeah, I think that's crazy. If y'all don't know about the story of the girl, Chloe, her name is Chloe Cole. She said that whenever she was 11 years old, she went and speak to her therapist, and the first therapist that she came across, he was basically giving her alternative reasons to why she maybe was feeling this way. But she wasn't trying to hear it because she was leaning on the idea of that she's a transgender and whatnot. So, you know, she went and seen him a couple times after he like told her, you know, this is what it is. Like, well, this may be what it could be as well. You know, I understand that you're feeling this way and that is, you know, common or whatever. But this is also what it could be. She then goes and tells her parents, like, hey, it's not working with him. I need to find another one. So the second one she went to, he almost immediately, like, you know, says, you need to be put on blockers. You need like these hormone medicines or whatever. Like it was really no question about it. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like, and another thing that was said that stood out to me is, I heard your license can be stripped. Okay, I may be paraphrasing incorrectly or correctly. I don't know. But I heard like your license can be stripped. And I'll go, and if you want to fact check me, just go look on the episode with Jordan Peterson and Chloe Cole. But I'm pretty sure like your license can be stripped if you give them another, if you try to, I don't even know if the word, I shouldn't say encourage because that's not what he said, but it's basically like if you give them an alternative way of thinking that goes against them wanting to be transgender, your license can be stripped. But let me see if I can show you this. I'm gonna connect it to my Bluetooth. I need to get like YouTube Premium or something. These ads be pissing me off. Let me see.
Step 3. Answer a few quick questions about your biz. Okay.
Demonstrates the priorities of the hospital. So you have the directors of the transgender program who are talking to the entire department, you know, talking about their algorithmic approach to the hormones and the blockers, you know, advising general pediatricians to ask about gender identity behind the backs of their parents, talking about fertility preservation in 11, 12-year-old kids, talking about mastectomies when, you know, kids get a little bit older. And that was mind-blowing. But then even there was a few weeks after that, there was a Zoom conference with a few members of the transgender program with a group of 150 medical students, right? Like a public Zoom conference where you had one of the social workers who talked about how they actively concealed the existence of the program from governing state bodies, right? Governing medical bodies by saying, instead of documenting consults, right? Or giving documentation to parents, she would defer documentation, like just call in consults or just tell parents. The reason is to not leave a paper trail. So these people were explicitly talking about how they were hiding this program.
How did you get access to that Zoom call?
Because they were public. The entire medical school.
Wow.
It was a medical.
But yeah, that's that. You see what I'm talking about now, don't you? You see what I'm talking about now? Yeah. Doing it behind the parents' back, getting rid of documentation, like so there's no paper trail that they doing this shit. I'm telling y'all, I don't know if yeah, the medical field is hard to trust now, because a lot of it is tied to money. I don't know if I would feel safe, especially like after all the shit I done heard. That shit got me paranoid. Like if I was to have a kid, like leaving them with a physician may be consequential, and cause problems in your family, yo. Like having your kids going against you, disliking you because the doctor told them this, and you know what I'm saying. You took them somewhere to get advice, and now you telling them not to listen to them afterwards. I just think the whole shit is crazy. Whatever. You can go look it up. Again, the name is Ethan Ham. He was trauma. He's a trauma surgeon. I don't even know if he still works at the hospital, being that he spoke out against them. Probably not, but yeah. That's that. Another thing. We're gonna move on from that subject though. But another thing. Niggas can't have nothing. You hear me? Niggas can't have nothing. Trump said it, man. Trump said Biden is part of the reason niggas can't have nothing. You know? He got all these motherfuckers coming in here taking these black jobs from us. Listen to Trump, man.
And he's right, it's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all of the other,
taking
all
out
this
fucking
money
black
that's
jobs.
being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now,
Yep.
and it could be 18, it could be 9. His
Yeah.
big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now,
All right.
and it could be 8.
So, you heard it from Trump, man. Biden's the reason that people coming in here taking out black jobs. And social media had a problem with that motherfucker saying that. What is a black job? You know, what is a black job? So, I went and looked up, you know, what is a black job? And a couple of them that stood out to me that I could kind of see. One says bottle girl. Black job. Food stamp reseller. Black job. A barber. I mean, I know there's white barbers, but who gonna give you that crispy fade? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna give you a crispy high top? You know what I'm saying? Black job. Selling plates. Another one. You know, I said call center, but I don't really know. I seen that one on there. Lash tech. Definitely black job. Elementary school lunch lady, bus driver. Could go either way, I guess. Credit fixer. Black job. That's definitely a black job. Hold on, my camera about to reset, so I gotta reset it. Alright. So hookah bar staff. Black job. Definitely black job. Sneaker plug. Another one. But last but not least, you know what I'm saying? This is my favorite one. Probably the most funniest one. But it's my current job, an Amazon delivery job. Black job. When I tell y'all we go into these meetings in the morning and it's just straight niggas, yo, black job. Black job. Somebody said being a Sexy Red supporter was a black job, which is not wrong. But I was the other day, I was driving in this real white neighborhood and these white girls was on this golf cart blasting Sexy Red. That shit had me fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was driving like, I really didn't know what to think. Like, I don't know where I was like, I just really was just like, what the fuck? But anyways, off of that, those are some black jobs. You know what I'm saying? You know if you got a black job or not. You feel it every day when you go in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You got to put up with the black shit. Yeah. But in other political news, it says that President Joe Biden is expected to discuss the future of his re-election campaign with family on Sunday. So today, NBC has claimed they are discussing if he should remain in the campaign. You know what I'm saying? Sleepy Joe was looking a little sleepy on there. He went on that stage. I remember there was one time, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all seen it, but like they asked him a question, and I thought he was going somewhere with the answer, and then he just like stopped, looked down, and kind of like stuttered some shit, and then just said something about medic. I was like, yo, this nigga's gone. You know what I'm saying? It says Democrats can't be feeling good about their representative right now. So I wanted to look up just to see how they would handle this if, you know, he did step down from the presidential race. It says that it was a few options that I seen was Vice President Kamala Harris could take his place. Don't know if they want to do that, but that's a possibility. Other high profile Democrats, it says several other prominent Democrats might be considered or might step up. What is this one? I gotta make this font bigger though. I can't read this shit. I'm getting older. I'm getting old, y'all. Eyes getting fucked up and stuff. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. It says Democratic primary. If President Biden decides not to run, the Democrat Party could hold a primary to select a new nominee. This process will allow various candidates to campaign and compete for the nomination. It says a draft movement. In this case might be a movement to a draft candidate who has not declared their candidacy, but could be a good fight against the Republican side. A party decision. Yeah, basically saying all the same shit, man. They're just gonna go find somebody. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna go find somebody who could be a good competitor. Like, I think they should just, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, never mind. I ain't even gonna say what I think, because it don't even matter, because what do I know? But yeah, that's it for the politics. I don't want to talk about that shit, because that shit's all over the internet, and I know y'all got to be tired of seeing it, because I'm tired of seeing it. What's new in sports? Okay, quiz time, right? See if you can guess which NBA player I'm describing. He's a 4-time NBA champ, 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, 1-time All-Defense, and he scored the most threes ever in a game. Who am I talking about? Go. Got 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson. If y'all ain't heard the news, Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors are said to part ways after 13 years. And, bro, I'm telling you, NBA is starting to look a whole lot different, son. Because, like, Klay, Curry not together. LeBron about to head out of the league. LeBron wasn't even in the finals this year. Curry wasn't in the finals this year. No KD. Like, who else? Bro, I don't know. It's just starting to look real different, bro. It's starting to look real different. I'm a fan of what's his name? I'm a fan of damn, why am I drawing a blank? I'm not a fan of him. I'm lying. I'm not even gonna say his name now. So also I heard that Paul George is looking to get traded. He opted out, and teams that he spoke with were the Sixers, Magic, and potentially OKC, or they said he could go back to the Clippers, but it's unlikely being that he's talking to these other teams, or the Spurs. You know, I kind of want to see him. I would like to see him on Philly. I ain't gonna lie. Maxey and Embiid and Paul George, that'd be kind of lit. I ain't gonna hold you. That'd be kind of lit. And for Klay Thompson, I would want to see him go to the Lakers. It said that he named like 3 teams that he would like want to go to or could see himself at. It was, what was the teams? I think it was one was the Lakers, one was the Mavericks. And if he got with the Mavericks, that'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he would come off the bench though, or nah. Nah, he would have to start. He would definitely have to start, right? I'm trying to think how would they work that out. He would have to come off the bench. I mean, and plus he said he doesn't have a problem with it. He said you gotta put all that pride shit to the side, you know. So yeah, stop being bitter, nigga. Sit your ass on the bench and wait your turn to get in the game, you know. But yeah, that's it for that. Some other random big headlines that I seen was Volkswagen and Rivian EV. This deal provides Rivian with a crucial financial support amid slowing EV demand and aids Volkswagen in acquiring high-performance EV technology. Another headline was U.S. professor charged with manipulating data for Alzheimer's drug trial. Federal prosecutors have charged. I don't know how to say this name, but it's like a Chinese name or something. It says it's spelled HOAU-YAN Wang, a 67-year-old medical professor with fraud for allegedly falsifying data to secure millions in public funding for Alzheimer's drug research. Received around $16 million in NIH grants between 2017 and 2021. Wang could face decades in prison if convicted of all counts. Ain't gonna lie, just hearing that you gotta spend anything over 2 weeks in prison sounds like I'd go crazy in that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. 2 weeks is even a long time, nigga. Anything over 24 hours. It said this nigga might have to spend decades in a place where it don't sound like he belong. I mean, not for the crime. Of course, like, crime he's gonna do it, but like he's a college professor that studies science, and you about to go in here with niggas that's done killed people and did violent crimes. Oh shit. But I heard they got it like separated somewhat in prison, so he might not be in there with them. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what type of work you do whenever that's all you've done in your life. What type of shit do you do when you go in prison? You probably the one that be coming up with the drugs in there, be giving it to people or some shit. That's how you make your bread. Okay, anyways. Our next one, apparently we have a Hurricane Beryl. Hurricane season starts June 1st until November 30th. It says Beryl is the earliest major hurricane defined as one that is a category 3 or higher in the Atlantic. Oh, it's the earliest major hurricane in the Atlantic in 58 years. I don't know if I've ever been through a hurricane. Like, I don't think I'm old enough to have been through, well, not even old enough to have been through one, but like I stay in North Carolina, and I want to say I did go through one, but it was like I was too young to remember. I don't know. It might have been Hurricane Elizabeth or some shit like that. I can't remember. But yeah, never been through a hurricane, so I don't really know what that experience is like. It says usually don't see these types of storms until August. It is currently an extremely dangerous Category 3 hurricane, expected to be a Category 4. It says if Beryl reaches Category 4 strength Monday as forecast, it will be the earliest Category 4 hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean on record. Seems like it's going to be mainly detrimental to the Caribbeans. I don't see it touching, the entryway like how it usually comes in through Florida and whatnot. It's like veering off more towards, I don't know, Mexico somewhere. You gotta go look the shit up yourself. I don't really know much about hurricanes and all that. I got one friend that's really geeked out on that shit because he's scared of it because he been through it one time. He remembers that hurricane that I'm actually talking about. That's where I get my information from. But yeah. So yeah, prayers to everybody, who has family that's gonna go through that. And yeah, prayers to the families. Next, you got the Indiana Fever plays the Phoenix Mercury at 3:00. So that's in 3 hours. I plan on checking that game out. Why do they always say Caitlyn Clark versus the other team? They don't say her team. They don't say the team that she's on versus this team. The headlines are always usually Caitlyn Clark versus Phoenix Mercury or whatever the team name is. I don't know. I mean, I get why they say it because it's like they're making her out to be the, face of the WNBA or whatever. Had a lot of hype coming into it, whatever. I get it. But nigga, if I was on her team, I'm like, fuck you mean? It's not like she out here putting up LeBron numbers whenever he was in his prime or Curry numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you got me fucked up. But yeah, they're supposed to play at 3 p.m. Eastern. They're gonna play in Arizona as well. So good luck to both teams. She's playing against Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi, or I think Taurasi. I don't know how to say that name, but yeah, Brittany Griner. I haven't heard shit about her since she got out of that shit in Russia or wherever she was at for having that weed pen, and Trump got her out. Now I'm playing. Let me stop. There was another story that's been circulating on X, formerly known as Twitter, of a Brazil native, former date show contestant, wife to MMA fighter Nathan Richardson, and I'd assume used to be prison guard. She's now under fire for having sex with inmates and letting these niggas record the shit. Like, okay, if you are going to fuck the inmates, right? Fuck is you letting them record it for? Okay, let's just say I understand why you let them record it, so they get their shit off whenever you ain't around, right? But these niggas done fucked it up for themselves, right? Well, no, before I get to that, why would you let them niggas put your face in it? You in there looking at the camera and shit, like, yeah, you fucked it up. But they fucked it up for themselves because somehow the footage got leaked. Motherfucker got caught, or goddamn, like, you sent it out to the outside world. And if you did that, now, you know, niggas is so ready to get their social media spotlight. Somebody done put it out. And now none of y'all can't have fun with the prison guard because you done got her ass caught. And no telling where you about to go. They probably about to put your ass under the jail. Anyways, it says she was on a dating show where she had said to be in multiple orgies. And not only that, her and her husband, which I believe he was on the show with her, they're both swingers. So my question is, what type of searches do they do on employees when they go into these prisons? Like, did you look up this woman? And I'm pretty sure like some of that shit probably would have popped up, like, you know, that she was on a dating show and she had orgies. Because it said, I think I read an article where it said she was in like 14 orgies on the show. Like, nigga. Anyways, yeah. And another thing is, oh yeah, I already said that. Yeah. Fuck you let them niggas record it for and put your face in it. The fuck is you niggas out sending the shit out for? Stupid ass. All right. Let's get into this AI technology. So, you know how you got facial recognition on your phone? You know, you look at your phone, shit unlocks or whatever, boom. Apparently they have like AI facial recognition to find criminals. And it says, as a part of a legal settlement, the Detroit Police Department has agreed to new guardrails limiting how it can use facial recognition technology. You can kind of like assume where this is going. These new policies prohibit the police from arresting people based solely on the results of facial recognition search or on the results of photo lineups conducted immediately after a facial recognition search. It also states that photo lineups cannot be conducted solely on the basis of it states that photo lineup. Oh yeah, okay, got you. So basically they can't bring them in based off of a fucking facial recognition search. Instead, there must be additional evidence linking a suspect to the crime. Makes sense. I don't know why that wasn't a requirement in the first place. Nigga, like, you just letting them bring in people because the computer said it looked like this, nigga? All right, whatever. To continue, the policies, which can be enforced by a court for the next 4 years, also require police training around the risk and dangers of facial recognition tech and an audit of all cases since 2017 where facial recognition was used to obtain arrest warrants. I'm kind of confused to like how they even implemented this if they didn't like, you didn't even put them through any kind of training to the harm it could do if you just do a search and just bring people in. You just say, okay, new software. Somebody got robbed at the jewelry store. Let's search. Okay, this looks like him. The computer says this is him based off of the footage they gave us. Let's bring him in, arrest him. Like, nigga, what? To continue, it says Roger Williams, a black man who was arrested after being identified by facial recognition tech, has sued the police department and was represented by lawyers from the American Civil Liberties Union and the Civil Rights Litigation Initiative at the University of Michigan Law School. Okay, them black folks got his back. You know what I'm saying? They got on that police force ass. It says announcing the settlement, the ACLU describing it as achieving the nation's strongest police department policies and practices constraining law enforcement. I hate reading, I ain't gonna lie. But it says it also noted that women and people of color are substantially more likely to be misidentified by facial recognition technology. So, with that being said, I gotta add that I don't understand how they allow them to just bring, again, how they just allow the police to just bring in people off the facial recognition, and that be the foundation of your reason, right? Like, this said it was him, so what else more do we need? Because it's like, how good is this technology? You know what I'm saying? We just kind of got this a few years ago, and I was like doing an experiment just with my cell phone, and I hope they would have better technology than the one that's on your iPhone. But if you close your eyes, or just even squint your eyes, your phone will not unlock, right? So if that's true, right, you can try it out yourself. If that's true, then who's to say some facial expression that this other person had, maybe he was squinting his eyes, or maybe he was overexcited, or something that made him not look like himself, right? Who's to say that the technology won't disqualify the actual, the real criminal? And let's just say another person like, I don't know, Mr. Williams or whatever, maybe he could have been tired that day and his eyes is droopy, and he's probably not so happy. That made him familiar to the suspect, the real criminal. Like, I don't know, like, it just seems silly that they just let that shit rock out to where you had to bring in criminals, and they said they got to go all the way back to 2017 to look at cases. That's how long they've been doing it without any policies. Like, nigga, I don't think it's bad technology. I don't think the AI software is bad, because it could help give you like a sort of idea, but it shouldn't be used as your foundation, right? It's there to help, and that's it. Like, this could be one other thing that we could use. And it seems like reason where I see it coming in as a bad thing, though, is people don't like doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? You don't like doing, just don't. So this AI can help, like, it excites the idea of, okay, we got a suspect, let's go get him. His alibi, he sounds shaky in his alibi, he don't know where he at. I mean, because really, though, who remembers where the fuck you was at last week? I mean, unless you had work, right? Like, let's just, but you know how it can be. You don't know exactly where you were at a certain time sometimes. Especially if you off and you ain't really have a plan for that day and you just doing shit. Like, where was I at? What was I doing? Or maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't at work, then, who's really remembering where you were at 3 weeks ago? In the middle of the day, or at 6:45 p.m. or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they go pick him up and he doesn't have a true alibi or a convincing alibi. Now they take him in, they lock him up. Anyways, yeah, I don't think it's good in that fashion, because people don't like doing a lot of work, and they can just use that to just bring in criminals. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, need to fix that shit. he did get out though. He did get out, and 30. I think it was like 30 days later or something like that. And the police department awarded him $300,000. So he did a 30-day bid and got $300,000. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. You can look at it one of two ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a mishap or it was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You got $300,000 for 30 days. I don't know. Kind of got some ideas. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today, man. I appreciate y'all for like stopping through, spending time with me today. You know what I'm saying? What else I got? Oh yeah, I'm working on my Shopify. I'm getting the merch out on my Shopify, and hopefully by the time this next episode will come out, I take that back. Wednesday's episode will come out. I have the Shopify up. I'll have it up. That way you can go and buy merch if you want to support the podcast. You can also go to the RSS feed on Psych Expansion, rss.com/psychexpansion.com. I mean, no, RSS/psychexpansion.com. Fuck. And you can donate to the podcast if you like. Follow us on YouTube at Psych Expansion Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at the Psych Expansion Podcast. Follow my personal IG at AskGabriel_. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all had a good time. Hope I gave y'all some entertaining news. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm out of here, y'all. See ya.